Hi, everybody. I am here today with my mom, Sally. We've had my dad on several times and doing lots of periscopes on teaching the Word of God and different things. But I wanted to share, look right here, I wanted to share the most amazing woman in the world, which is my mom. And she is the reason why we're all successful and why we're all living in God's will, is because she's walked by faith ever since a little girl. So we're going to have her talk a little bit. I just want to introduce her, but I want her. We're not going to be as formal as me and my dad because that's his personality. Our personality is fun and faith, right?
Right.
So fun and faith, and she's so pretty. You could just stare at her and see victory. So anyway, fun and faith. So we're going to have her just say, I'll ask her a few questions, and she's going to share how God has been so good to her and maybe a little bit about her walk. So I want to say hello, my mom, Sally King.
Hello.
And she's going to talk about, I'm going to ask her a few questions to make it easy. So, Mom, when did you start walking with Jesus?
Okay. I have wonderful parents, and I remember when I was 7 years old, my mom got this white dress, white shoes, white veil, and they took me to this beautiful church in Alabama, marble steps, beautiful church. And when I made my first Holy Communion, and I literally felt Jesus come into my heart. And ever since then, I've tried to be like Jesus. I'm not perfect. And you'll see, Lisa's been doing these periscopes. Roy's been doing them. My husband, he's awesome. And they are almost perfect.
No,
and
we're not.
They know Bible scriptures, and you ask them anything and they know it. Well, they have me on here so y'all can have hope. Because
No.
I don't know everything.
But she always has prayers answered. So when she decided to live for Jesus, when she was 7, she was serious. She made a commitment to God, just like she made a commitment to Dad when y'all got married.
Right.
That's it. So what's different between my mom and almost everyone else in the world is that when she says something, she means it. And I think, wouldn't it be right to say that when you were little, you might have been afraid, like if you didn't follow the rules, something would happen bad?
Right.
It might have been fear. But now it's all, thank you. I think that's Mike Schindler. Thank you. My mom might have done it by fear, but now she lives by faith. So, Mom, you walked by faith, and then things weren't always easy. When you were, so your mom and dad raised you, then you got married right away and went to Dad, and he basically took care of you.
Right.
But tell me, how easy was it when he was working over 80 hours a week and you were raising the kids?
Well, first of all, he's an amazing husband, and I love him dearly. He's the best ever. He's always taking care of me. But it wasn't easy because he was working about 80 hours a week, and I was home with our awesome children, Tony, Lisa, and Cindy, and I didn't have a lot of money, so I just stayed home and played with them and played in the dirt and played with sticks in the yard and just made the best of it that I could because I knew Roy was going to take care of me.
Right. And so did you ever call neighbors and friends or parents and gossip and complain about your husband not being home? How did you not do that?
No, I did not call neighbors, friends. I didn't call my parents. I talked to Jesus, and we just made it. I just made it with the help of God.
How did you know to do that, though? Because so many people feel like they need to talk. They need to talk it out or get help or get someone else to help commiserate with them. And you were just so strong. It wasn't easy with the crying babies. And you just said, what? Like, how did you do it? Like,
well, okay, it's a gift. It's a gift that God gave me. It's not me, Sally King. God gave me the gift to love my husband and love children and take care of children, and it was not that hard. Like yesterday, even my grandson Alex called and asked me to take him to the YMCA to play basketball. That was easy. That was fun. That's my gift. Today, this is fun, but it's not easy.
Okay, but
I'm telling you this, I'm stretching.
Okay, you're stretching, but Mom, everyone needs to know what you've done because in the background, you've been so strong. This is not about uplifting Mom or uplifting me. This is about uplifting God, what God does in us. And so I'm trying to get her to talk about what she does because she's a woman of strength and she's done it without even realizing she's done it. So I'm trying to get her to say, rather than think negative thoughts, you've always told us to find the strawberry, but what do you think about all day to where you know you're not going to have that thought or you're not going to talk negative? You've gotten in a habit of it, so that's easy now. But when let's say 30 years ago, how did you refrain from going out with the ladies or doing other things that you didn't feel led to do? What did you always think about?
Well, like I said, my gift was being with the children. So with Tony, you, and Cindy, y'all were so special to me, and I wanted to be with y'all more so than the neighbors that were maybe doing things that I didn't like, whatever they were doing.
Alcohol,
whatever,
movies, whatever.
talking,
So it was your
gossiping.
gift, and your desire was to be with the kids.
Right.
Whereas a lot of people, their desire is to be with their kids, but they're in the world, in the corporate world. You've been shielded from that, but you've also shielded yourself.
Yes, I just wanted to protect myself, and I never watched soap operas or any junk on TV.
Why? Because some people do that because it's an outlet and they feel better. Why?
Because I didn't want to, and then I did. I didn't want to, and then I would get up every morning, and I do not turn on my phone or my cell phone or my computer or anything until I spend at least an hour with the Lord, virtually every day. Sometimes I don't.
Okay, so, and you do that because it's not easy, but it's a decision, right? That's
Right.
how you're so skinny and fit, because it's a decision.
Right. I just wanted to. I feel much better. My day goes much better if I have time with the Lord first.
All right, well, let's talk about when there's a situation. Let's just say you have a friend. We're going to use friends instead of family. Have a friend the next county over, and she called and said she's having marital problems, and what do you do? Or their child just was diagnosed with an incurable disease. What do you do? Like, what is the first thing you do?
Pray.
Like,
And,
can you give an example of what you do? Like, you pray. What do you say? What do you do?
Well, I just ask her to open up, and a lot of times I'll call you, Lisa.
Well,
well,
we're prayer partners for
Yes.
sure. But when I say mom, okay, let's do it me. I say, Mom, I have a friend. I'm mentoring. There's a situation. It's irreversible. It seems like. Can you pray? What
yes,
do you do?
I'll go in my prayer room. I'll tell you that this we have our master bedroom, and then we had a big bathroom next to it. Well, I tore out the tub, a big tub.
You didn't tear it. You had it torn.
I had it torn out.
Can you imagine this little thing tearing out?
And so I made that my prayer room. So I have a big chair and a table and a lamp and a little rug in there. So I'll go in there. If you call me immediately, I'll go in there, shut the door, have no music, no nothing on, and get on my knees and pray and ask God. And I'll just pray in the Spirit.
And because pray in the Spirit and pray in the Word, and you've done it so long that her prayers are so powerful. Literally, I've had friends call me and say, "Was your mom praying on such and such day? I felt the Spirit of God, and my whole life turned around. Was your mom praying? I felt the power of God all of a sudden." My mom is a prayer warrior, but that's her gift, intercessory prayer as well. But I wanted you to know that she does this all the time, and she's so powerful. Who are some other folks that you listen to help you feed your spirit?
Almost during the day, Joyce Meyer, Kenneth and Gloria Copeland, Jesse Duplantis.
But we have a lot of stories from Joyce when we've traveled.
Yes.
We've done a lot of trips to see her brother or family members, and we're always listening to things. But I always like when I'm with my mom, we usually listen to Joyce Meyer probably because she is so real and so good, and she speaks to my mom really well. Like I like different speakers that are really, really deep, and it helps me grow. But I also like these other speakers. So anything that you would also want to tell a mom or a working mom or even any other single women, like any other advice you want to give to them just about life? I know it looks like it's so easy for you, but tell me sometimes that it's not easy and how you choose God over feelings.
Okay. Well, one thing I do remember a lot, just years ago, Roy is an amazing husband. He just took us on this magnificent trip to see how
he's like the New Testament Abraham. He's called and chosen.
And he always takes care of me, but I just remember different things, different situations if we'd be in, and we'd be with a group of people or whatever, and I would just bite my tongue, and I would like...
What do you mean?
short
Meaning like, what would be an example? Don't talk about dad, but like something that you had to bite your tongue on. That's important. You heard people talking, you heard...
Well, I remember one time I was with a bunch of girlfriends, and we were at a little picnic.
They were godly friends. They were at a
godly
meeting.
Friends, but they were telling nasty stories, and I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't gossip, and I didn't want to participate in it, so I actually just left.
Good. So when there's things like, let's say dad says we need to do this, this, and this, and this, and you're not really happy about it, you don't really want to do it, is that an example of zipping your lip?
Yes, I would zip my lip, and I would honor him and obey him because he's connected to God.
Right, and if it's something you sorely disagreed with, you would talk about it.
Yes, and I would say, I would be quiet at the time, and then I say later, Roy, I have something on my heart, and I know you always make the final decision, but can I have something to say? And he'd listen to me, and then whatever the decision he said, I would go by.
And see, that is what the Bible talks about. That is how a husband and wife should operate, because it's not about who's better than the other. It's about honoring God, and women are more emotional and letting a head of the household have the final say. It's not that she's subservient. People used to tease her behind closed doors about she's a servant and she's subservient. But look, she's the most blessed woman on the world, in the world that I ever met. Like, she doesn't even like to shop. We bought a very expensive dress, and she didn't even want to go shopping. Well, this time she did. But normally, it's hard to get her to shop and buy nice things, so I have to go with Dad and buy her nice things because she's so focused on other people. And again, we would both tell you that it's not her, not me, it's God within us, and we've chosen. Right. And you saw great examples from your parents.
Yes, my parents were such loving parents. My mom...
This is Nana's, your mom's shirt.
And she was so submissive to my dad.
But submissive out of respect and honor,
right.
Not submissive as a doormat. You see, there's
right.
a difference.
That's such good examples that I had. And I just love my parents, and I love my husband, and I love my children, Tony and his wife Lynn, and their boys Alex and Ben, and you, of course, and your husband, Joe, Cindy, Gunnar, and Sadie Jane. I just adore them, and that's easy for me. And
that's your gift.
Right.
Okay, so tell them, in closing, what are the Bibles that you like to read from? Because we all have different things we like to read from.
This one, Cindy, my daughter, gave me a couple years ago, and all the children chipped in with some Mother's Day gifts, the New International Version. And then Roy just gave me the Good News Bible. And because of Lisa, I've been reading at least a chapter a day in one Bible and then the other one. And just the other day, Roy and I had a question to him about something, and I said, would you explain this? And we got out our Bibles, and I had my Bibles, and he had a bunch of Bibles, but the King James was the one that really I understood. So
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because usually that's not as easy to understand. But all right, so we're going to try to Periscope more often. If you have questions for either my dad or my mom or myself, go to kingworldwide.com. Look at our YouTube videos. We're here to help. This is not about us. We really would rather be with the kids or helping people or whatever, mentoring. But the Lord has told us to do these Periscopes, so enjoy, ask questions, email us. We'll do whatever we can to help you live in victory in every area of life. Is there anything else you want to say?
God bless you.
Choo-choo. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Have a great day. Read your word.